Good morning, boys and girls. Miss Noble here with your reading lesson for the day. And today we're going to work on listening for and producing rhyming sounds. And I have a very cute book for you. It's called Double Trouble in Walla Walla. This book's a little bit long, but your assignment afterwards is pretty easy. All you have to do is find 3 rhymes in the book and then add another word that rhymes with those words. Okay, so it's a little bit of a longer story, but afterwards you need to find 3 rhymes and add your own word that rhymes with those words. Okay, so Double Trouble in Walla Walla. It was an ordinary Monday morning in Walla Walla until Lulu raised her hand in class. Mrs. Bell, I feel like a nitwit. My homework is all higgledy-piggledy. Last night it was in tip-top shape, but now it's a big mishmash. Mrs. Bell said, "Nitwit, higgledy-piggledy, mishmash. Lulu, stop that flip-flop chitter-chatter or you'll be in double trouble." Lulu said, "But I'm not trying to flip-flop chit-chat. I just have an itty-bitty problem with my homework." Mrs. Bell scowled. "All right for you, Lulu. If you're going to shilly-shally and dilly-dally with this fancy-schmancy yak-yak, then we'll just have to trot down to the principal's office." They're talking very silly. Mrs. Bell hurried Lulu down the hall and they burst into the principal's office. "Come, come," she says. And all the little boys and girls are talking about her. "Oh no." Mr. Thomas said, "What's all the hubbub about?" Mrs. Bell said, "Lulu's been trying to razzle-dazzle me with some kind of lippity-loppity jibber-jabber, and now I'm all helter-skelter myself." Mr. Thomas raised his eyebrows. "Tut-tut, sounds like silly willy hocus-pocus to me." Mrs. Bell's mouth dropped open. She pointed to the principal and said, "Eka-freka, Lulu's got your tongue all topsy-turvy too." Now, don't get the jim-jams, Mrs. Bell. Let's give the nurse a yoo-hoo." Mr. Thomas picked up his phone and said, "Mrs. Carter, I'm going to pitter-patter over to your office. Okie dokie?" Everybody's talking all in rhymes. And some of them are rhymes and some of them are just words that sound similar, right? All 3 went across the hall to the nurse's office. Mr. Thomas said, "Howdy doody, Mrs. Carter. We're a little wacko-wacko. Lulu's got us talking this sing-song, clap-trap, like we're cuckoo." Mrs. Carter smiled at Lulu and said, "Fiddle-faddle, Lulu and I are palsy-wowsies. She wouldn't try that kind of phony baloney tutti-frutti flim-flam." Lulu and her teacher and the principal stared at the nurse. Lulu said, "Wowie zowie." Mrs. Bell said, "Jeepers creepers." And Mr. Thomas said, "Holy moly, you're in the same hodgepodge we are. I'd better give the superintendent a jingle-jangle, chop-chop." "Wait one ding-dang tick-tock," shouted the nurse. "If you chit-chat with the bigwig, then he'll yak-yak like Lulu too. If we're not very, very hush-hush about this, there could be a mongo-mongo brain drain and everybody in Walla Walla will be talking herky-jerky dingling." Then the nurse turned to Lulu. "Lulu, let's get to the nitty-gritty. When did all this mumbo-jumbo start?" Lulu gulped. She said, "In English class, I had an itsy-bitsy problem with my homework. And then, zip-zap, Mrs. Bell said talking like this is a no-no." The nurse looked over at the top of her glasses at Lulu. "Something like this would not just happen willy-nilly. Now, Lulu, think extra, extra hard and tell me what you did yesterday." Now remember, at the end of the story, you're going to have to remember 3 rhymes. So maybe as you're going, you should be writing some down. "Well," said Lulu, "it was really humdrum day. I was practicing ballet in my tutu when my little brother Bobo asked me to play on the teeter-totter. We seesawed until Bobo slipped off and got a boo-boo and started to boo-hoo. Mama and Papa came running pell-mell, so I went inside and splish-splashed in the rub-a-dub tub, and then hip-hopped into my cuddly-wuddly Betty-Betty. I said night-night to Mama and Papa and Bobo and fell asleep in a snip-snap. That's all I did. Honest. Mrs. Carter said, Lulu, it seems to me that you've opened up a knock'em-sock, a wibble-wobble word warp. I usually don't believe in this kind of hoodoo bunko junko, but if it was going to happen somewhere, it would probably happen right here in Walla Walla. Mrs. Bell said, let's not quibble-quabble, Mrs. Carter. I'm getting the heebie-jeebies from all this razzmatazz. What can we do? We should say all the rootin', tootin', crinkum, crankum, woolly, bully words we can think of. Maybe that will clear the air and close the warp. Worth a try? Asked Nurse Carter. Mr. Thomas said, aye, aye. Mrs. Bell said, let's do-si-do. And Lulu said, uh-huh. Nurse Carter closed the door to her office. Then she turned around and said, Lulu, let's get this harum-scarum show on the road. So they're going to try to think of every crazy word they've ever said and say it all at once. You ready for this? Look at all these words. Okay, I'm going to read them quick. Lulu stood right up and blurted out, ticky-tacky, knick-knack, coochie-coochie-coo, hubba-hubba, roger-dodger, ooey-gooey-goo. Mrs. Carter cleared her throat. Hugger-mugger, hobnob, pitter-patter, bon-bon, wishy-washy, squish-squash, handy-dandy, mish-mash. Mr. Thomas closed his eyes and started slowly, but picked up speed. Eensy-beensy, choo-choo, teeny-tiny, hurdy-gurdy, roly-poly, rag-tag, hurly-burly, riff-raff, rumble-tumble, hip-hop, teeny-weeny, pop-top, namby-pamby, hippy-dippy, hoity-toity, hot-shot. And then Mrs. Bell stood up, took a deep breath. Put-put, vroom-vroom, honk-honk, zoom-zoom, zigzag, clank-clank, slam-bam, fender-bender, ringy-dingy, clang-clang, ring-a-ding, boing-boing, ring-a-ling, zing-zing, bing-bang-boom, never-never, wig-wham, turkey-lurkey, tom-tom, tootsie-wootsie, tittle-tattle, tee-hee-hee. There's tons of rhyming words in this page. And do you see how some of the words aren't real words? That's okay. You can make fake words up too after this. Oh boy. And then without warning, words filled the air. Fuzzy-wuzzy, fuddy-duddy, loosey-goosey, lovey-dovey. Kissy-kissy, huggy-huggy, rink-a-dink-a-doo-doo. Ga-ga, rah-rah, go-go, so-so, fro-fro, goo-goo, poo-poo, woo-hoo. Rinky-dinky, arf-arf. Bargy, woof-woof, bogey-wogey. Bow-wow, super-duper, pooper-scooper. Clippity-clappity, hippity-pippity, clickety-clackety, rickety-rackety, blah, 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 blah. Clip-clop, drip-drap, click-clack, rick-rack, eager-beaver, lucky-ducky, comfy-dumpy, fat cat. Hee-haw, tweet-tweet, chirp-chirp, cheep-cheep, cluck-cluck, quack-quack, yuck-yuck-yuck. A lot of rhyming words they're saying, or a lot of silly words even. Not all of them rhyme, but some do. Oh boy. Bozo, yo-yo, heyday, mayday, goody-goody, yum-yum, yum-yum-yum. Gimme-gimme, gobble-gobble, dum-dum. Clang-clang, yang-yang, ching-chang, wing-ding. Pow-wow, cow-tow, peg-leg, jet-set. Georgie-porgy, hunka-munka, penny-penny, humpty-dumpty. Fee-fee, my-my, rag-bag, tie-dye, beep-beep, ho-ho, paw-paw, dodo. There's lots more there. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, better, hadda, oughta. Ship-shape, sump-pump, achy-breaky, doodad. I hope you're hearing some rhyming words, like jelly belly. Here we go. And then suddenly, silence. Lulu, Mrs. Bell, and Mr. Thomas slumped into their chairs, and Mrs. Carter flopped onto the cot against the wall. Was it over? No one dared to speak. Lulu whispered, Mrs. Carter, may I please have a drink of water? Mrs. Carter sat up and said, Of course you may, my dear. Mrs. Bell smiled weakly at the principal and said, You were magnificent, sir. Mr. Thomas perked up and smiled at everyone. He straightened his tie and said, If think we've done it, people. They got all their crazy words out. Mrs. Carter sat down at her desk and went back to checking over her posture records. Mr. Thomas walked across the hall to his office and went back to the letter he was writing. Lulu followed Mrs. Bell down the hallway and soon had her English homework all straightened out. And after English, it was just an ordinary Monday in Walla Walla. And then Mrs. Bell says, "Ta-ta, Lulu." And Lulu says, "Bye-bye, Mrs. Ding Dong." Uh-oh, is it starting again? All right, boys and girls, I know that was a little long, but I hope you enjoyed it. And remember, you are looking for 3 rhyming sets of words in here, like the title itself, double, treble. Can you think of another word that rhymes with double and treble? And then maybe you can think of lucky and ducky. Those are rhyming words. Can you think of things that rhyme with them? Fuzzy and wuzzy, loosey-goosey, lovey and dovey. Now again, when you come up with your next word that rhymes with it, you're gonna write down lovey, dovey, and then you can make up a silly word like juvy or muvy. It doesn't have to be a real word. It could be a silly word, just like the rest of the silly words in this book. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that story and I hope you're having a great day. Bye-bye.